Welcome back to IAS Net Study. This is the ethics series, and we were discussing the last unit, probity in governance, and this is the 50th video. And in this video, we are going to talk about two topics. The one is work culture, and the second topic is utilization of public funds. Both these topics are mentioned in your syllabus. So let's get into the discussion of this. See, both these topics, work culture and the public fund, utilization of public funds, it looks like public administration and financial administration topics, and even the way we are going to discuss here, that is also we are going to follow the same standard pattern, like what are the objectives, what are the obstacles, how do you overcome these obstacles, what are the measures you take, way forward. These are the things we are going to talk about. But what you have to focus is that including ethical terminologies, and you need to answer it, and you need to express your points from an ethical perspective in the examination. That aspect you need to keep in your mind, especially when these kind of topics you get in the examination. So let's get into the discussion of this. First, work culture, then I'm going to talk about utilization of public funds, right? So the first topic, work culture. So work culture, it refers to the collective ideas, it refers to the collective belief system, collective attitude and principle of the people who are working in an organization. See, usually organization, it is a, there are a group of people who are working in an organization, and these group of people, they are working towards a common goal, they are working towards a common objective. What is the objective of a company, goal of a company? So there are 100 people who are working in an organization, and all these people, they are working to achieve the ultimate objectives of a company, ultimate goal of a organization. So organization is a group of people where all these people, they are going to work for the common goal of a company. Here what happens, whatever my ideology of employee should be in line with, ideology of an employee should be in congruence with ideologies of organization. So then only we can expect a positive work culture, then only we can see the healthy work culture. If there is no congruence, if people, the 100 people who are working here, if their principles, if their attitude, if their belief system, it is not in line with company's organization, sorry, company's common goal or objectives, then this is going to create some kind of tussle, and in turn this is going to impact the achievement of this common objective, it is going to impact the achievement of common goal. So this is what it is going to happen. So if the work culture is positive, it means that there is a congruence between ideology of employee and the ideology of a organization. If it is unhealthy work culture, it means that something is wrong. What is that, what exactly is the negative thing here? Negative thing here is people, the employees who are working there, there is no commitment, there is no motivation, their behavior towards the organization goal is something negative, they're not happy, they're not satisfied working here. So healthy work culture and unhealthy work culture. So healthy work culture makes sure that there is a employee satisfaction, healthy work culture makes sure that there is a loyalty, because see, I am happy working in this company, so I am happy having this my colleagues have a very good relationship with them, my relationship with the management is very I'm very happy about it, so there is a satisfaction factor, there is a happiness. So there will be loyalty from my side, there will be commitment from my side, commitment towards fulfillment of common goal, commitment towards achievement of objectives of an organization. So this is what happened. Work culture, healthy work culture leads to the positive outcome. So positive work culture, outcome will be positive, negative work culture, outcome will be negative. That's a very simple way. It's not true for every consequences. Even though positive work culture, employee might be negative. See, work culture, they have all ethical principles, ethical policies, ethical philosophies, everything, framework is completely ethical and legal. But the employee who is working there, he may not be ethical. At that time, this is not going to considered as a true. But in general, if there are positive, if the work culture is positive, this is going to impact your outcome. Eventually your outcome is also going to be positive. If it's negative work culture, it is going to impact the outcome also. So in general, positive work culture, healthy work culture, positive outcome, healthy outcome. Negative work culture, negative outcome. This is the work culture. Now, usually in an organization, how do you define, how do you see this work culture? Work culture, usually, how do you understand it? First, work culture, it is employee relationship. There are 100 people who are working in an organization. How exactly the relationship between all these employees, that is one thing. And next is employee and organization, relationship between organization or management, the relationship between employee and the management, and then the relationship between management and the customer. See, these are the ways, by understanding these things, employee relationship, employee management relationship, management customer relationship, you understand what kind of work culture or is existing in this particular company, right? So understanding this helps to understand work culture of an organization. It helps to understand work culture of an establishment. So in order to study work culture, so we need to see from a two perspective. The first perspective is employee perspective, and the second perspective is organization perspective. Employee perspective is that what are the beliefs of employees who are working there, and what are the thought processes and attitudes of employee, behaviors of employee. If it is positive, then there will be motivational factor, there will be commitment, there will be loyalty towards the organization. Or people, ideology of employees, there will be in congruence with the ideologies of objectives of organization. So this is how we understand how exactly work culture is going to impact the ultimate goal of an organization. This is one thing from employee perspective. And another perspective is organizational perspective. And organizational perspective, what exactly the principles of organization, what are the policies of organization, what are the ideologies of organization. If you understand these things, then it helps you to understand the standards, norms, expectations, and this is going to guide the employees. One thing, employee, they are impacting the organization. At the same time, organization is also impacting the employees. So by understanding work culture, you understand the behavior of employee, you understand the principles of organization. So organization is going to influence employees. Employees, they are going to influence the objectives of organization. So understanding work culture is very much necessary ultimately to achieve the goals of an organization, right? So you might have seen that there are so many companies, they usually says that employees are like family, they are our family, we take care of them. And some of the organizations, they tell that customer is right no matter what. See, here it shows the priority. For one company, it is customers, they are always right, and we are here to serve the customer no matter what. Even if we have to endure the certain difficulties, we are fine with that, but ultimately our responsibility is to fulfill the satisfaction of customer. These are certain ideals of certain companies, and certain companies says that employees are they are our family, they are our first priority. So here it shows that what kind of work culture in a first company and in the second company. So it helps to understand behavior of employee, it helps to understand behavior of organization. The same thing you can apply for a public administration also. Public administration, I mean to say that uh, public institution, public bodies, government bodies, statutory bodies, there also you can replicate these ideas. So work culture, right? Now let's see the importance of work culture. Importance of work culture, you by default you consider as importance of positive work culture, importance of healthy work culture, right? So first, the healthy work culture, it encourages teamwork and collaboration. Because I've told you that work culture, you need to consider employee relation, you need to consider employee management relation, you need to consider organization and customer relationship. So if there is a positive work culture, the positive healthy work culture, then this is going to ensure teamwork, because I am happy working in that. I am built that positive connection with my colleagues, so I'm happy going there, I'm happy working that. So this is going to build that trust, and this is going to ensure teamwork and collaboration and eventually positive outcome. So it encourages teamwork and collaboration, and it enhances productivity and efficiency. See, I am happy, I am satisfied, so I have my loyalty and commitment to this particular organization, and I am going to give my 100%. So productivity, efficiency, and it promotes ethical and value driven behavior. So if a positive work culture, if organization principles, yeah, they have the integrity, honesty, the altruism, if these are the policies of an organization, then this is going to promote in the work culture also. It means that the values of organization, this is going to influence values of employees. So if the organization, they have ethical principles, ethical consideration and moral framework, it is going to ensure that the same things, it is going to replicate the same thing in the employees also. So this is going to, positive work culture is going to promote ethical and value driven behavior of employees within the organization, and this is going to increase employee satisfaction because I'm happy here, so I'm giving my 100%. So when I'm happy, when I'm building that positive I'm enjoying this positive work culture, I'm not going to leave this company, I'm not going to change the company. When there is a dissatisfaction, then only I think of leaving this company and moving on to another company or changing the job. So it also helps in employee satisfaction, it helps in employee loyalty, it ensures retention of employees. The best talents, you can retain it with a positive work culture, and it shapes uh, organizational reputation and public trust also. When the employees within an organization, they are happy, the outcome will be positive. When there is a positive outcome, people are also going to appreciate it, and people are going to build that trust factor on this organization. So it shapes organizational reputation, and it helps to build the public trust also. So these are the importance of work culture, positive work culture, or the healthy work culture, right? Next, let's see the factors influencing the work culture. What are the factors that is going to influence the work culture? Here also, by default, positive work culture. What are the factors? The first is leadership and management style. Leadership, here consider the ethical leadership. If the management or the organization is supporting ethical leadership is something, if the leader is implementing all these ethical values and ethical principles in the conduct and behavior, this is going to impact the team members also, this is going to impact the organization also. So ethical leadership, it is going to eventually replicated at the employee level also, leadership and the employee level also. So eventually, ethical leadership, it is going to turn the work culture into a positive work culture, value-based work culture. This is one thing. Organizational values and policies. This is also an important factor that influence the work culture. As an example, take an example of East India Company. See, East India Company, the ultimate motive was the profit making at that point of the time. They were ready to go to any extent. Ultimate, their aim is to maximize their profit as much as possible. So when organizational policies are based on these kind of unethical values, these kind of illegal or immorality, then people who are working there, they are also going to imbibe the same thing. And if you look at the East India Company, the people who are working there, you might have seen this in the history that they used to there was a misuse of dastaks, and the people or officials who are working in the East India Company, they were extremely corrupt actually. That is the reason is that organization value itself, it is compromised. So people who are working in the organization, even their value system is also compromised. So this is the another reason. So organizational value, this is also another factor that influence the work culture. And then comes employee attitude and behavior. The organization, the values is fine, leadership is fine, but still if the behavior of the employees who are working in that organization, if they don't have these ethical moral values in their behavior and conduct, this is also going to impact the work culture. Organization has ethical values, the top leadership, they have the ethical values, but you're recruiting employees. If those 100 people who are working in this organization, if they don't have these kind of values, again this is going to turn work culture into a negative work culture. So employees attitude and behavior, that also matters. And communication and information sharing. Communication, it means that effective communication, open communication. When there is open communication, it ensures transparency, it ensures openness. When there is a openness, there is a responsibility, there is an accountability. So everything is a chain factor. So it starts with open communication and information sharing, and it ultimately leads to the transparency, accountability, responsibility. So these transparency, accountability, responsibility, these are all important aspects of a positive work culture. So openness eventually leads to the positive work culture. And then work environment also. Work environment, it involves physical infrastructure, psychological safety, stress level, all these things. There was a news article where it was mentioned that the there were no infrastructure or hygiene maintaining facilities for women in an organization. And actually it was a government organization, but later an NGO raised this issue, and finally government has taken step to provide all this physical infrastructure. After 1 or 2 years, what happened when they realized, when they go through with the what do you say that uh, yearly analysis of this organization, they've understood that the outcome of this organization has turned into a positive. See, these are very small things. The hygiene related facilities were given there in the organization, so in turn this supported the women employees, the retention has increased, and women employees, they started giving their 100% because they had that physical comfort there, the physical infrastructure needed, that was fulfilled. This physical infrastructure fulfilled the psychological necessity also. Somewhere everything is interrelated. So changes in work environment has changed work culture also. So these here, what it shows us, even the physical infrastructure, work environment, these are also factors that influence the positive work culture. Then we have external environment and society, like cultural norms, social norms, they also matter very much, very important role. They also act as a factors in influence the work culture. Then you can consider technology, you can consider historical aspects, and even the type of national government we have and the type of economy we have, all these things, it is going to impact the these are the factors that influence the work culture. And rewards, recognition, accountability, all these aspects, because this ensures the uh, ac- this acknowledge the uh, what do you say, the contribution given by the people who are working in the organization. So these rewards, recognition, accountability also plays very important role, and these are also considered as a factors influence the positive work culture, right? Next, now what are the features? We are talking about a positive work culture, a healthy work culture, good work culture. What are the features of healthy work culture? What should be there in order to consider a particular organization as a healthy work culture or a positive work culture or a good work culture? What are the criteria? The first, integrity and ethics. The same thing, whatever you have read in the foundational values, you can write the same thing, you can repeat the same thing here also. So what are the features of good work culture? Integrity, honesty, the ethical standards, transparency, accountability, teamwork and collaboration, employee engagement and motivation, innovative learning, responsiveness, accountability, inclusiveness, fairness, neutrality, unbiasedness, all these aspects. Very general thing, punctuality and productivity, participation, good communication, merit recognition, rewards, incentives, then inclusivity, competition, healthy competition. These are some of the features of good work culture. See, you have to include ethical terminologies here, like integrity, ethics, inclusivity, healthy competition, discipline, punctuality, good communication, merit recognition, accountability, transparency. These are some of the features which are necessary to consider work culture as a healthy work culture, right? So we talked about factors influence positive work culture. We talk about what are the features of positive work culture. Then finally, how do you create good work culture? So what are the measures to inculcate to convert work culture into a good work culture? See, whatever we've studied here, what are the factors we've talked about? the same thing you can rewrite from a way forward basis. We talked about ethical leadership there. The same thing, in order to create a positive work culture, what do you need at the organizational level? We need ethical leadership. If the ethical lead, if the top management is ethical, ultimately they are going to make policies considering moral aspects and ethical consideration. So this is going to eventually replicate at the employee level also. So ethical leadership, they act as a role model, and their ethical behavior, their behavior is going to be replicated at the lower level also. It includes professionalism and integrity. And at organization level, clear vision and values and goals, all these visions, mission of an organization, they should include ethical values, and the goals and objectives of an organization, they should include moral consideration. So this is also going to convert work culture into a good work culture. And transparent communication, if there is a transparent communication, this is going to encourage openness. When there is a openness, there is an accountability factor. When there is an accountability factor, this is going to ensure feedback, and a respective or a positive acceptance of a constructive feedback also. And employee engagement and participation, you can write the same things for the public bodies also. So public institutions also, citizen centric uh, 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 people participation, citizen centric governance, the same thing can be written there also. And then recognition and rewards, again this is also going to convert work culture into a positive work culture, because your positive contribution to the organizations are recognized and you are rewarded. And rewarded, these are all encouragement. So if somebody is giving positive contribution, by rewarding them, by incentivizing them, you are incentivizing the ethical values. And then training and development, ethical training, value based education can be considered. To these things are going to convert work culture into a good work culture. And environment, supportive environment, it means that inclusiveness, inclusivity, fairness and impartiality, these things should be there. Along with that, work life balance should also be taken into the consideration. And accountability and responsibility, and encouraging the innovativeness, encouraging the learning capabilities, value based education, all these things, adaptability, eventually this ensures continuous adaptability to the changes that is going on in the market. So this is also, this innovation and adaptation, this eventually this ensures you are in a competition. And eventually when you are in a competition, when in order to extend, in order to expand your competition, there is a necessity that you have to be in line with the best companies there, best organizations there. And if they are having good work culture, you are also going to inculcate it. And centric approach for the public sector, this is what we have talked about. The citizen centric approach align work culture with service, empathy and responsiveness. Citizen centric approach, it is nothing but empathy, responsiveness, dedication, include these value system in the working culture. So this is how you are going to create a work culture. So this would be sufficient for a work culture. So work culture, we talked about the basics of work culture, and we talked about why do we need this work culture, importance of work culture, then what are the factors that influence the work culture. Then we talked about features of good work culture. Then we talked about how do you create the good work culture, how do you change work culture into a positive work culture, how do you change work culture into a good work culture, healthy work culture. So this covers work culture. See, all you have to remember is that ethical aspects in the work culture. I don't remember any question related to work culture in the examination, but if at all a question comes, you have to answer it from an ethical perspective. See, general answers you can write it. I'm very sure that you can write 6 7 points very easily if any question comes with respect to work culture. But if you're answering from ethical perspective, make sure that ethical terminologies are included in your answers and proper conclusions are given for your answers, right? Next, let's move to the next topic. The next topic is utilization of public fund. Public fund utilization here, public fund, it means that public resources, financial resources, but you can write the same thing for a natural resources, everything. Ultimately, consider this as a public resource. So citizens usually they expect government to use optimum utilization of funds. So it is a resources, and I am a common citizen of this country, and I expect government to use the optimum utilization of funds. Optimum utilization, it means that there should not be overutilization. There should not be underutilization. So optimum utilization of public resources, optimum utilization of public funds should be there. Very precisely, there are three aspects you need to taken into the consideration whenever you think of optimum utilization. The first is effective effective utilization, and the second aspect is economical utilization, and the third one is efficient utilization of public fund. Effective utilization of public fund, economical utilization of public fund, and efficient utilization of public fund. So proper use of public fund is both an ethical and administrative concern. It is an ethical responsibility, ethical concern, as well as the administrative concern. Ethical concern is that I am a civil servant and there is a moral obligation on me. I should not misuse, or I should not underutilize, or I should not overutilize the public fund. So there is an ethical aspect to it, because I've taken oath and I have to work for the people. Because if there is underutilization, if there is a improper utilization, eventually this is going to impact the welfare. Eventually it is going to impact the public interest. So there is moral obligation, and there is an administrative obligation also. Administrative obligation is that it is a legal obligation. So I have an ethical obligation, I have a legal obligation on me for the effective utilization of public fund. So citizens entrust government with resources expecting prudent, efficient, and accountable use of public funds. So I told you that there is ethical consideration and administrative consideration. Ethical concern, I have a duty that I should not misuse the any loopholes, I should not misuse any discretionary power. I should ensure that public money is utilized for public purposes only. There should not be any deviation of money. See, I am a civil servant, I have that I've worked for 10 years now. I know that how can I manipulate these public resources. See, if I am honest, if I am ethical, I'm not going to do that. So ethical concerns, if even though there are legal concerns. See, everything I have to follow legal aspect, administrative aspects, even from the sanction of the money to the ultimately disposal of money. Ethical concerns, sorry, administrative legal concerns are there. Beyond that, there are discretions. Beyond legal aspects, there are loopholes. If I am not honest, or if I'm not sincere, if I don't have the factor of integrity, I can misuse it, I can manipulate it. But if I have the factor of integrity, if I am honest, it means that I have that ethical values, I have the moral values. So ethical values, ethical considerations, moral considerations ensure there is proper utilization of public funds, right? These two considerations you need to keep in mind. Next, common issues in utilization of public funds. What are the common issues? See, again, here also it looks like financial administration, but answer it from an ethical perspective. Don't answer it from an economic perspective or financial administration perspective. Answer it from an ethical perspective. From ethical perspective, leakages, leakages in project funding, handle of public resources, unequal distribution. Unequal distribution, when that happens, again it is a misutilization or a wrong utilization of public fund. And bailing out PSU using public money. But here what you have to focus, bailing out of PSU, money is meant for some purpose, but you are using for some other purpose. Here I can say misappropriation. Misappropriation of funds it's happening. And imbalance is the another common issue. Imbalance is that, see, plan and non-plan expenditure, these are financial terminologies, but ultimately what you have to focus here is the imbalance. Imbalance is that what is your priority, you need to understand your priority. According to that priority, you have to allocate fund. But here what is happening, you are not understanding this priority. Because of that, there is an imbalance. You are creating imbalance with respect to public fund, with respect to utilization of public funds. Then corruption is another factor. So corruption, nepotism, favoritism, partiality, all these things, they are also going to ensure uh, improper utilization of public fund. And also, see, ultimate objective of a public service is that ensuring public welfare, ensuring public interest, ensuring equitable benefits of all citizens. When there is no commitment towards this objective, then this also going to impact the management of public resources. So these are some of the common issues with respect to utilization of public funds, right? And let's see the what are the reasons for it. We understood what are the issues, right? We understand what are the common issues. Now let's see the what are the challenges, or I can say what are the objectives, or I can say what are the reasons behind it. So here there are some of the reasons are there, but let's bifurcate in a different manner so that it will be easier for you to remember for the examination. So what are the reasons behind wrong utilization of public fund? The first reason is that political reason. What are the political reasons? The primary aspect is that irrationality. Irrationality is that, see, for effective utilization of public fund, there should be a factor of objectivity. It means that if you are releasing 100 crores here, then it has to be based on some logic. Maybe 10 crore for the education, 10 crore for health care, these kind of some kind of logic behind that. Based on that logic, you are releasing the fund. But what is happening under the political reasons, funds are released for without any these kind of logical reasoning, without any rationality. Irrational release of fund, this is one of the reasons behind underutilization or wrong utilization of public fund. As an example, freebies. See, if you're giving freebies based on certain scientific analysis or some kind of scientific survey, then it is fine. But you're giving these freebies just for the political reasons. You know that there are certain sections of people, maybe you have this analysis, maybe 30% they are going to vote for me if I give the free bus, if I make the transport facilities free, or if I give 2000 rupees or 10,000 rupees per year for a particular family, they are going to vote for me. See, these kind of political calculations are there. There is no rationality, but there is a political reasoning. No logical reasoning, but political reasoning. See, this kind of irrationality is one of the factors leads to the improper utilization of public funds. And then politicized protest. Usually protest, it means that I am demanding something from government. So if the more number of people involved in the protest, it is going to create some kind of pressure on the ruling party, some kind of pressure on the government. Then more number of people involved in the protest, more pressure is going to be created on the ruling government. Usually now what is happening, you're not creating these kind of pressure for genuine social reason. You are creating these kind of pressures for a political reasoning. So whatever government is doing, you are opposing it. The reason for opposing is that just to get the political mileage. So you're misusing the protest. Now this protest, what you're misusing, that is impacting your public fund also. See, government has a priority. Now government has taken the decision that we are going to build 100 schools, we are going to build 100 hospitals, like that, some priority. Now you want to politicize something, so a protest has been carried out, and this protest is going to create some kind of pressure on the government. Now it is a democracy. People, government ultimately this is going to listen what people are demanding, what people are saying. Now in order to pacify this protest, government get rid of these and they come up with a different priorities. Now the protest, it is changing allocation of funds. Here, because of the politicized protest, you're creating politicized pressure, and this politicized pressure ultimately impacting utilization of public funds. These are the political reasoning, irrationalities and freebies under that, politicized protest, politicized pressure tactics. These are some of the political reasons. And the next reason is that administrative reasons. Second is administrative reasons for underutilization or the wrong utilization of public funds. The first reason is policy paralysis. Government want to take a decision, opposition is not letting it happen, or government itself, it is not even in a mood to any innovation, and the status quo has been maintained. So policy paralysis and these kind of administrative related issues are also impacting the underutilization or the wrong utilization of public fund. And red tapeism, unnecessary approvals, everything. Now government itself, one department has taken a decision, education department has taken a decision that we are going to build a school somewhere. Now in order to build that school, it has to take permission from various other department, like water department has to get a water connection, it has to get the permission from electricity department, it has to get permission from the forest department, because since it comes to the forest area, so these n number of uh, permissions are required. See, these are all unnecessary for a government itself. These are school, construction of school is for the socio-economic development. Even for the socio-economic developmental projects, if these kind of obstacles are there, imagine what level of obstacles will be there if it is from a private economic related projects. So red tapeism, unnecessary approvals, unnecessary procedures, again this is going to impact the project. In turn, this is going to impact the utilization of public. Wrong or mismanaged public funds happen due to the red tapeism. And the lack of public participation, people themselves are not proactively involved in management of public funds. These days you have RTA, everything directly or indirectly you can make them accountable, you can make the executive accountable, you can make the legislative accountable, you can make the public institution accountable for their decision. But are you involving yourself? You are not. Lack of public participation is another reasons where, see, there is no, if there is no public participation, no accountability. If there is no accountability, there is no responsibility. Again, this ensures improper utilization of public fund. Nobody is questioning you, nobody is asking you, even media is also not questioning you, then you are going to do whatever you want. I am an MLA or I am a civil servant, nobody is questioning me, so now I don't even want to do anything. So lack of public participation is also another reasons for improper utilization of public fund. Then lack of vigilance. Even though we have so many laws, so many constitutional, so statutory bodies, we have constitutional bodies, but still the factor of vigilance is not up to the mark. We are becoming online, we are the concept of digital India, we are inculcating all these things, but still it is not up to the mark. So even the vigilance or the even for a small complaint, it is going to take years to get that processed. Even if you file a case against particular department, it is going to take 4 5 years ultimately you to get some kind of conclusion in that kind of complaint. So untimeliness of vigilance or lack of vigilance or no accountability factors, these are also some of the reasons that are contributing to miss or a wrong utilization of public funds. So this is with respect to administrative reasons. First we talked about political reasons, then we talked about administrative reasons. Now I think I've written, let me write it here. And the third is social reason. What are the social reasons here? Social reasons is that the social apathy towards corruption. Somewhere people have accepted that corruption has become a new norm. People know that these government officials, they are corrupt. No matter what, there is, people are not going to trust them. They know that whatever we do, they will not be honest, ultimately they will be corrupt, so they stop bothering about it. See, when this has become a new norm or new standard, so the misutilization or wrong utilization of public fund happen in a very large scale. At least if somebody is questioning, there will be a factor of accountability. But when there is a public apathy, when the corruption has been accepted, even though I don't like it, but I know that these I want some uh, maybe a water department, and I have to get a new connection to my house. I know that everybody is corrupt there. Now it has become a new norm that then even I'm going to give money, and in order to get the connection, I have to give money. If I don't give money, even after 6 months, they are not going to give me the water connection. So some kind of public apathy that I know that, and I'm not bothered about it. Let it be. I want the service, so I'm not in a mood to take any action, or I'm not, I don't have that authority or resources to handle these things. So public apathy towards corruption, this is also become another reasons for the wrong utilization of public fund, and this comes under social reasons. And inequality, it does not mean that poverty. Inequality maybe educational inequality, maybe political inequality, the social inequalities, economic inequalities, all these kind of inequalities. These are also some eventually these kind of inequality also leads to wrong utilization of public funds. So usually we say that these inequalities supports unethical activities. So when unethical activities are supported, it means that im- inequality supports immoral activity, and again these immoral activity, it again supports this wrong utilization of public fund. And lack of social auditing, or social questioning, social participation. This is another reason. We have bodies like parliamentary accountable, PAC, we have a CAG, we have CVC. All these bodies are there, but social auditing, it is still not up to the mark in our country. So social auditing, it means that people participation. When there is no people participation, there is no pressure on these uh, that accountability. There is no factor it is going to ease the factor of accountability. This is going to ease the factor of responsibility and the factor of responsiveness. And in turn, when there is no accountability, again taken for granted, again there is a misutilization or mismanagement of public fund. So reasons for ineffective or mismanagement of public fund: the first is political reason, second is administrative reason, and the third is social reasons. These are the challenges in utilization of public funds, right? Now, what are the mechanisms? We understood the challenges. Now we understood way forward. What are the mechanisms, or what are the measures to ensure probity in fund utilization? What are the measures? Actually, here see the points what I have given here. These are all from a financial administration, but ultimately it helps. What you have to write as a conclusion, that ethical terminologies that you have to write. I'll talk about that here also, but don't focus on these aspects too much in your answers. You have to focus on ethical aspects. So what are the mechanisms to handle wrong or misutilization of ineffective utilization of public fund? So you understood that. Now how do you deal with that? How do you counter this improper utilization of public fund? What are the mechanisms you think are the right, or what are the steps you think should be taken? The first is legal mechanism and the regulatory mechanism. Legal mechanism, by enacting public finance management laws, by enacting public management rules and regulation, and passing prevention of corruption acts and ensuring proper implementation, and making sure of RTI, or these kind of acts where that supports transparency, and audit regulation. In the last point also we talked about social auditing. So audit regulations, these are legal and regulatory mechanism. By making these legal and regulatory mechanisms effective and efficient, you are going to ensure accountability, you are going to ensure transparency, you are going to ensure responsiveness, you are going to ensure responsibility in handling public funds. So legal and regulatory measure mechanism, these are the mechanisms. By doing that, you are going to ensure accountability, you are going to ensure transparency, you are going to ensure responsiveness, you are going to ensure responsibility, right? And the next mechanism is auditing and oversight institution. Auditing and oversight institution, we have a CAG, and internal auditing units are there, and we have a parliamentary committees like PAC and estimates committees. These kind of oversight institutions, audit mechanisms are there. But what I'll tell you is these are going to ensure fairness, impartiality, non-biased, and neutrality. So by having audit and oversight mechanisms, we are going to ensure fairness, impartiality, non-biasness, and neutrality, right? And the next mechanism is that institutional and procedural mechanisms. Here we have a budgetary discipline, expenditure tracking system, standard operating procedures, internal control system. By implementing all these things, we are going to ensure security, we are going to ensure compliance to ethical consideration, moral considerations, and you are going to ensure integrity and honesty. These mechanism, institutional mechanism, procedural mechanism, they are going to ensure these factors. These factors helps to handle public funds in an efficient way. And the next steps, transparency and citizen participation. For that, we have public disclosure of budget and accounts, citizens report card and social audits, grievance redressal mechanism. These are the mechanism. By enhancing all these things, by implementing all these things, you are ensuring feedback, constructive feedback. By constructing feedbacks, there will be community control, there will be accountability factor, there will be transparency factor. So feedback and community control and accountability and transparency factor will be ensured through the citizen partisanship, through the citizen participation through these mechanisms. When you have constructive feedback, community control, accountability and transparency, again it ensures proper utilization of public funds. And we have technology enabled mechanism. Technology enabled mechanisms include e-procurement, digital payments and fund transfer, data analytics and monitoring dashboards, all these things. By doing that, you are again ensuring compliance, you are minimizing the conflicts. So these are some of the ethical aspects are taken into the consideration through technology enabled mechanisms, and these ensuring compliance and ensuring minimum conflicts in the administration, in the handling of funds, ensure that effective utilization of public funds. So these are the mechanisms for handling or effective utilization of public funds. I think this is it. We talked about work culture, we talked about utilization of public funds, and in the utilization of public funds we talked about the basic things, and we talked about what are the common issues, and we talked about reasons, political reasons, administrative reasons, and the social reasons, and we talked about mechanisms to ensure probity in fund utilization. In that mechanism there are 5 topics we talked about it, and 5 topics, each topic deals with ethical consideration. They are going to fulfill certain ethical aspects, and in turn these ethical aspects ensure proper utilization of public funds. And this covers this topic, both work culture and utilization of public fund. And we have only one topic remaining, I think quality of service delivery. Next one video would be sufficient to cover that. So totally there will be 51 videos that covers entire syllabus of your ethics. So I will see you guys in the next video, 51st video. That would be a last video of this ethics series. For case studies, I've told you before, go through with the previous year's solved papers. And my book is going to be released very soon, the solved PYQs. You can go through with that book also. More than 100 case studies are solved there, and that would be sufficient, because even if you solve around 5 papers, you can easily connect with the rest of the case study. The same pattern, the same ideas are replicated in rest of the case studies also. So solving all the 13 papers case study would be more than sufficient, and it is enough to answer in the examination also. If you do the proper writing practice, it would be more than sufficient to answer ethics case study in the examination. So I'll see you guys in the next video, and thank you so much for listening, and have a good time. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment. That helps me to have a wider reach. And thank you so much, and have a good time.